Okay, hey guys. Intros have become really awkward without me saying like, hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. But I feel like if I say that, I also sound really cringy, so that's fun. But anyway, welcome to my first reading vlog. Or technically, I think I have like one reading vlog on my channel that I'm low-key debating on privating. And then like one of my last vlogs, I kind of consider as a reading vlog because I was reading a lot in the video. But if you don't know, we are currently on vacation. We actually leave in 2 days. But we are currently on vacation, and each year I'm here I go into such a hyperfixation on reading, and I was prepared this year to go back into that, but this year I brought Chris with, and that made me read a lot less than I was expecting. So I still have a full pile of unread thrillers, and I was like, you know what, I want to film a reading vlog. So I quickly want to take you guys through my stack. We have 5 books and 4 of them are Frieda Mcfadden. I went into like a Frieda Mcfadden hyperfixation in November, and I actually have no idea, but I read a lot of her books. So I also ended up getting a lot for this trip. First, we just have Do Not Disturb. This is the one I'm most excited for. We have The Surrogate Mother, The Teacher, and then The Tenant. But I don't think I want to pick anything out of this pile just yet. I think first I want to start with The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I missed Riley Sager's writing so much. I actually finished Home Before Dark this morning. I woke up at like 5 a.m. and finished it, and unfortunately it was not 5 stars, but that's okay. This was still really, really good. And like supernatural books usually aren't really my thing, but this hit, and it made me realize how much I missed. I not really miss Riley Sager, but missed a good Riley Sager book, because like the last 2 I read, or actually the last 3 I read, they were not it. So yeah, next I'm gonna read this one. This is like one of his most hyped books, apparently also one of his scariest. I've heard these 2 are the scariest, and this one was like, it's difficult for me because I sound like such a pick me when I say this, but I don't really feel fear. Like I'll be like, ooh, that's eerie, but you know. But yeah, I had high expectations for this one, and I have even high expectations for this one. So yeah, I think I'm going to start with this one. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow morning, hopefully at 5 a.m. I'm talking into my phone because the waves are really, really loud, so I hope you can hear me. But it's currently like 5:17, I believe. I actually ended up waking up at like 4. Not really a night terror, I just woke up thinking there was someone in my bed, so that was fun. And then I fell back asleep, but I'm back now. But yeah, so I'm just gonna sit here, watch the sunrise. Oh, and then obviously the reason we are all here to start this book.
Yes, ma'am. A lot of water under the bridge.
Some of the old songs.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it is quite a bit later. It is probably like, I don't know, 7 p.m. right now. So nice being somewhere where the sun sets late. Like, it's so funny to see other people like complaining about daylight savings, when in reality, the latest the sun ever sets for us throughout the whole year is 7 p.m. I only read 17 pages this morning. I read for like an hour, which is not bad, but I then went to my room, edited for another hour, and then fell asleep until 10. But yeah, and so far today I've just been packing, getting ready, since it is our last day, which is really sad. But I'm basically done. I'm going to sit outside a bit, enjoy the last bits of the ocean. This is so sad. And read my book. later. It is Wednesday. Obviously I knew the date. I don't know what I'm thinking about. It is New Year's Eve, but we have our favorite guest here. Yes, it is New Year's Eve. Yes, we don't have any crazy party plans.
We're gonna eat Oreos and sit and watch fireworks.
Okay, but we're both busy reading. I'm still in the middle of The Only One Left. I'm at page 188. The setting is chef's kiss. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. And then I've put Didi onto Frieda Mcfadden. She's gonna read this, I'm gonna read this, and I'm gonna have a little cruisy night.
Anything for the clip.
Shut up! Anything for the clip!
Anything for the clip. 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year.
I love you guys. Okay, hey vlog. So it's been a couple of days and I don't want to say I've been reading this book slow because it technically hasn't been that slow, but I'm currently on page 322. I have this much left. I think I'm gonna finish it this afternoon. I don't think this is gonna be a 5-star for me. I think if I was in a deeper reading phase, I would have enjoyed this a lot more than I am right now. Definitely one of my more favorite books from Riley Sager. I also saw on Instagram yesterday that he didn't like announce his new book like when it's coming out or anything, but he's slowly but surely hinting at it, so I'm very excited for that. Okay, I have been like editing for the last hour or so, but I finished The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I have already filmed my review for this book, but as you can see, I was busy editing and I watched back the footage of me reading the end of the book and it like brought back a lot, and I might have to sit on my review a little bit longer. Originally I rated it a 4.6. First of all, I couldn't picture the setting very well. I don't know why. He describes it very well. It's a setting that I would usually like eat up, and technically I did. I couldn't picture it that well. Then second, I checked the page numbers and I kind of spoiled the book for myself. Not fully at all. I spoiled like 1% of what was going on, but also not really. Like I found something out, but I still needed to figure out like how we got there, if that makes sense. And as much as I tried to guess, I did not get to the right conclusion. I did kind of see one plot was coming, not from like afar, anything like a couple of pages before it happened. Well, again, I didn't guess it. I was just like, this person surely has something to do with this. Anyway, like 10 minutes ago when I was filming my original review, I was like, yeah, it was okay. Like, it's definitely one of my more favorite books of his, but like not my favorite. And now I'm like, why do I want to give it 5 stars? I don't know. As of right now, I'm gonna give it a 4.9, which is really high, but I don't know. We shall see. Okay, so it is the next day, and upon some reflection, I think I'm gonna rate this book 4.7, which is barely a change from my previous rating, but that one just felt a little bit too low, and I was really considering rating this one 5 stars, but it was just not there for me. But that's a personal thing. That was just because of the things that I mentioned earlier. I kind of spoiled the plot for myself. The very end was not really my thing, but it's still a really good book, and I think this is one of my new favorites by Riley Sager. I'm gonna be real. Anyway, but today is like a very, well, it's actually not rainy, but it's like cloudy outside. It's also the last day I have, not before I start work, but like next week is the last free week I have before I start work, so I have to start like prepping and finishing any editing that I need to do. So today's my last like proper chill day. My mother bought me sushi. Dude, I'm so happy. I've been craving sushi so bad. And then I think I'm gonna take a bubble bath and read a book with my sushi. Is it weird if I eat sushi in the bath? Okay, but I need to pick my next read. I already know which one I want to go for. The Surrogate Mother by Frieda Mcfadden. I don't know why this one just sounds the most interesting to me right now. Not so much the plot, but this book was published. Yeah, this book was published in 2018. So this is a much older Frieda Mcfadden book, and I'm trying to think what's the oldest Frieda Mcfadden book I read. Yeah, the oldest Frieda Mcfadden book that I've read was in 2019. So it's only 1 year difference, but I don't know. I'm very curious to still try some of her like older writing. Apparently this is also one of her more like tame books, because a lot of Frieda Mcfadden's newer writing has a lot of plot twists, which, don't get me wrong, it's really fun. I would love to read a book of her that's a bit more relaxed, if that makes sense. And I don't want to spoil the ending, like I have the last like 2 books I've read. Okay, this one is 308 pages, so hopefully a pretty quick read. So yeah, I'm gonna read this, eat my sushi, and take a bath. So it's been a little bit since I've actually filmed for this video. It's currently Sunday the 11th of January. Basically, I'm not sure if I start working on Tuesday or Wednesday, but technically today is like my last actual chill day, because I have a couple of errands to run tomorrow, and then again, I don't know if I'm working on Tuesday or not, but anyway. Also, I got these eye patches yesterday in a different vlog, and I don't really understand the point of eye patches. Like, aren't they supposed to like depuff your eyes or help with dark circles or something? I don't know. I don't really have either of those, but I don't know. I've been wanting to do more like self-care-ish stuff in the morning, if that makes sense. I don't know, I'm here for the vibes. The last time I filmed was when I was reading The Surrogate Mother. I ended up finishing this book pretty quickly. I think it took me like 4 or 5 sittings of finishing this book, which I know doesn't sound that impressive, but for me, I'm like, I read small chunks of books. I don't read books quickly, unfortunately, so this was pretty impressive for me. But on that note, I ended up rating this book 3 stars. I think I put 3 point something on Goodreads, but now that I'm like sitting here thinking about it, I'm gonna put it as 3 because I cannot remember. Like, I can remember the basic plot and like certain details, but like it's so weird. I feel like there was not a lot going on in this book, but at the same time, the thing I appreciate about that, there wasn't like filler chapters, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, this was just very straight to the point. I don't know even how to explain it, but yeah, I can see how some people can really like Frieda Mcfadden's older writing. I do get it. This was just personally not for me, but I am happy I read it, and I definitely do want to read more of Frieda's older books. So then after I finished that, I started The Teacher. I'm only 32 pages in, which is not a good sign, because it's nothing to do with the book. It's pity because like I had to get out of the bath, because again, I started reading this in the bath, just like Surrogate Mother. But like, I'm intrigued, but at the same time, like, not really. I also feel like there's not much of a setting. Like, I'm not really getting a vibe in my head, if that makes sense, which I need atmosphere in a book, and I feel like this just does not have that. So yeah, we shall see. I'm still very intrigued to find out what's going on. But yeah, I am home alone for a couple of hours because my family is watching, I think, the new Anaconda movie or something, and I was like, you know what, I just want to have a chill day. You guys go. I'm also not interested in watching that movie, so you guys go. I'm gonna stay home alone. I'm just gonna sit on the couch, read my book for a couple of hours, and enjoy the weather. So it is currently 8:18 and today did not go as planned. Actually no, reading wise it was a pretty good day for me considering like my mental state. I got to page 112. I had to stop in the middle of a chapter because I fell asleep. Tonight I just want to have some kind of me time. I've been wanting to focus on having more me time, which anyone that knows me in person is gonna be like, Maya, what are you talking about? You're in your room with your door closed all day long. I feel like the thing is, when it comes to me being in my room, there's being alone and having alone time. Because for me, I'm either working, I'm filming, or I'm editing, or I'm doing any like YouTube related stuff, or I'm resting from being burnt out from doing like work. And I rarely ever do like hobbies that are not work related, if that makes sense, because a lot of my hobbies come back to my work. Night is like the perfect time for me to actually do that because I feel like during the day there's just a lot of distractions. Tonight I want to do some book journaling. I just need to like update my reading log. I need to update my Frieda Mcfadden page, which this was very unfortunate. I was supposed to put books and for some reason I forgot the K, but it's fine. That's what I'm gonna do tonight. And we're just gonna have a very chill night. Okay, I just got off work. I'm just at the mall because I have a couple of errands to run to get like toiletries for work, and then I also want to go sit at Starbucks and read, so. Okay, I'm back home. After Starbucks, I went to an early dinner with Chris and his family for his birthday. I had so much sushi, bro. But when it comes to actual reading, I got to page 230. I did also read a bit at work because
there's times where I'm sitting at work and I just kind of have to wait for like either a specific machine to finish, or like I'm doing a lot of shredding at the moment, like all paperwork and stuff, and
so instead of just like sitting there and waiting because there's not really anything else that I can do, I just read a bit of my book. I wasn't actually really expecting this, but I'm really liking this one. Like, yes, I'm on page 200 and I'm only just realizing that, but I'm getting similar vibes to The Intruder by Frieda Mcfadden, which they are not the same book at all. Like, obviously I'm not finished this one and I can't talk the plot twist, but they are two incredibly different books. But when I say I like Frieda Mcfadden, the vibes in this book and The Intruder are what I'm talking about. Like, there's just very specific Frieda Mcfadden books, and I've only read this one, The Intruder, and I think The Perfect Son gave up the same energy. That it's just, if you know what I'm talking about, you know, but it's just, there's something else in it, I can't explain it, but the energy is just so good. And also, the fact that I'm yapping so much about this book makes me think This might not be a 5 stars, but it's getting really close. But another thing I like about this book is it reminds me of a lot of music, if that makes sense. I feel like when you read books, a lot of people make playlists for the books that they're listening to, but sometimes it's like, yeah, it relates to the situation, but it doesn't really hit. And this book, there's so many songs that genuinely hit, and like it's really hard to explain because it's not a music, there's no music references, and it's not like a music-y, I don't know how to explain it. If you read thrillers, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes there's just thrillers that in your head it has its own playlist. If you know, you know. But anyway, okay, so we are back with an update. Also, please ignore the fact I look expired, but I finished The Teacher by Frieda Mcfadden, and I think it is safe to say this is probably in my top 3 favorite Frieda Mcfadden books. I really like this one, but I really enjoyed like the storyline, especially from like the 200-page mark, which is really far into the book to really start enjoying the storyline, but from there is like where the book got really good in my opinion. It's a very disgusting subject and a very disgusting thing to read about, and I feel like, so obviously that's a horrible thing to read about, but when it comes to like actually like scary, not that this isn't scary, but you know what I mean, this was not quite there, but it's okay. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This felt like the first actual Frieda Mcfadden book I've read in a while, which I love a lot of her books, but a lot of them don't feel like Frieda Mcfadden. I don't know if that makes sense, but like it's The Intruder, The Housemaid, The Teacher, The Perfect Son, and then maybe The Boyfriend. I'm not really sure, but those to me felt like Frieda Mcfadden. But yeah, so I'm really happy I picked this one up. But yeah, that is going to the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me in this video. This was so much fun. So yeah, let me know what book videos you guys would like to see in the future, and the same funny vlog. I love you guys so much. Stay safe. Bye.